What is going on, guys? Gautam for Team Superfit, and this is another video to the beginner series. I'm going to keep the series as short and as simple as I can. So all the videos are going to be very short videos. They are going to be to the point, and I'm not going to get into a lot of details because 99% of the people who will be watching this video will be beginners, right? So I don't want to confuse you guys and think that this is like a very hard thing to do. All these things. Dieting is very simple. Bodybuilding is simple. It is one of the most simplest sports, but not the easiest sport, right? So that is something about bodybuilding. But anyway, today we are going to be talking about dieting, okay? So before we begin, if you guys don't like the beard, tell me you don't like it. I'll do something about it. But anyway, let's get on with it, right? So today, dieting, alright? Now this video is going to be pretty common. It is not going to be focused on only people who want to build muscle, or it is not going to be focused on only people who want to reduce their fat or do weight loss or do fat loss or whatever it is. This is a common video. I'm going to give you guys the guidelines on how to create a diet plan to make it fit into any category that you want. So let's get on with it. So first of all, stop calling it as dieting, call it as macros, or hitting your macros. Now I want to first start off by telling you guys what macros are. Macros are nothing but proteins, carbohydrates and fats. Okay, I have made several videos on this, but still I'm going to keep making because I want the point to get through to you guys. Okay, so first let's take carbohydrates. 1 gram of carbohydrate has 4 calories. 1 gram of protein has 4 calories. 1 gram of fat has 9 calories, okay? So these are the basics, keep that in your mind. There is something called as your maintenance calories. That is the amount of calories you would require to go about your day-to-day functions, okay? That is the amount of calories that you require in a day to do your day-to-day functions, okay? So first, you need to find out what your maintenance calorie is. There are several places on the internet where you can find out your maintenance calories. You can go to bodybuilding.com, or you can just enter your stats on this app called as MyFitnessPal, and it will give you a daily macros. Now, when you enter your stats on the MyFitnessPal, you need to be very careful because if you are a very active person, your maintenance calorie will be higher. If you are someone who's sitting on the desk all day long, obviously your maintenance calorie will be lesser, right? So you need to make sure that you're entering your stats properly to get your maintenance calories. So this is the app. Hope you guys can see it. It's called MyFitnessPal. Alright, so that is the app. So you need to go there, enter your stats. Okay. Once you enter everything, you will get a maintenance calorie. You can also do it online, any website. You will get your maintenance calories. Now, if you consume calories below your maintenance calories, you will be dropping fat or weight. Okay. If you consume calories more than your maintenance calories, you will be putting on weight. Now, let's talk about putting on weight first. When you put on weight, not all the weight that you put will be fat. Not everything that you put will be muscle. So, it will be a split between fat and muscle. So, that will actually depend on how much you increase your calories. Okay. So, for example, I'm not going to go into too much of detail. The best way to set your calorie goal is first you will start off by increasing 500 calories. That will be your first increment, right? So you first start off by increasing 500 calories. Second thing, you check your weight, right? So your weight will go up. After a while, when your weight starts going up, you up your calories by another 200. So now you can increase your calories by increasing your carbohydrates, proteins or fats. Right? You can increase your calories by increasing anything you want. But there is a smart way to go about it. So first thing you need to do is find out what your protein goal is. Now, a lot of people have different views on this. My view is this, okay? I believe that a gram of protein per pound of body weight is required to build muscle. That is what I believe in. So, for example, now my weight is somewhere between 65 kgs. Let's take 70 kgs, okay? My weight is 70 kgs. So my caloric requirement, which would be somewhere around 70 into 2 is 140, somewhere around 150 pounds or 155, 156 pounds. So For instance, let's take that my body weight is 160 pounds. So I need to consume 160 grams of carbohydrates. So that will be my first step. Okay. When I frame a diet, for the first thing I look at is how many calories I want. Okay. So I want 2,800 calories. 2,800 calories is my goal. So now I'll start off by adding 160 grams of proteins. That is my first step. Second, you don't want your fat level to be too high. Okay. I would personally not recommend you guys to go above 80 to 90 grams of fat. That is the maximum fat content that I want you guys to have. That is just my opinion. But we don't want to straight away jump into 90 grams of fat, right? So let's begin with say 50 grams of fat. So I have 180 grams of carbohydrates, 180 grams of sorry. I have 160 grams of proteins. I have 50 grams of fats, right? So the rest will be carbohydrates. It is simple math. So this is how you go about things. So when you want to increase your calories further, what I would first do is increase in proteins. I would say increase like 10 grams of proteins, 10 grams of carbohydrates. That will be my first increment. Okay. And then if you want to increase further, I would like increase 10 grams of proteins, 20 grams of carbohydrates, and then some more fat, like probably 5 grams or 10 grams of fat maximum, not more than that. The way you increase this will actually, it depends on your how your body's metabolism is and all these things. So that is getting too much into details. So my suggestion would be to first increase your proteins, and then your carbohydrates, and then your fats. Proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. And at one point you will reach a state where you cannot increase more proteins. Like you cannot you cannot actually have more proteins in them. In this case, the only two components you'll have to play around is carbohydrates and fats. So increase your carbohydrates and then increase your fats a bit. Increase your carbohydrates and increase your fats a bit. So this is how you go about things. Now this is a bulking. Now let's come to cutting. Okay. When we go to cutting, you can lose weight by like dropping your calories drastically, guys. But that is not the most healthiest way to do things. So let's say your maintenance calorie is 2,300. First, you reduce 400 or 500 calories. Okay. Say your goal is 2,000 calories. That is your goal. That is a daily goal. While cutting, we want to preserve muscle. We want to preserve as much as muscle as possible. So again, here my suggestion would be if we add like 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, I'll get 160 grams. But for me, personally, to keep me satisfied, I would consume 180 grams of protein because I want to consume more protein so that I don't lose muscle, just for my satisfaction. Okay. So 180 grams of protein would be my target. And again, fats, I don't want my fats to be too high. Same with carbohydrates. Same way you reduce these things. Okay. First thing you'll reduce are your fats. Second thing are your carbohydrates. Then you'll reduce the proteins. Fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. So this is how you reduce things. It is the kind of the opposite order. Okay, so this is as simple as it gets. Thanks a lot for watching. If you guys like this video, hit the like button and also subscribe to me. There are so many other videos on my channel which you guys can take a look at. Thanks a lot for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one.